I'm going to talk about arcane patterns. So let's look at weather warnings. So there is no weather warnings, including for in Honors. So let's look at pressure pattern. Let's see how long the video is. Wait, oh, it's so let's look at gonna make it under 20 seconds. Let's look at pressure patterns. So let's set up to 7 p.m. There is no pressure. Let's look at 7 p.m. February 15. There is a pressure, 1018 millibars of pressure, not doing way beyond Southern Ontario. So let's go to 7 p.m. There is 1016, 1012 millibars of pressure. Let's look at next hour, which is 7 p.m. 1020 and 1000 and nothing else. So there is no pressure on this 1016 in the corner. So zoom out to Ontario. So there's 1016. So that's actually 1016. So let's look at 7 p.m. Southern Ontario views. So let's do this properly this time. So 1000, 1000. So 1004 millibars of pressure. Let's look at next hour, which is precipitation patterns. So let's go to set up to 4 p.m. instead of 1 p.m. It's too early. So there is nothing else. 7 p.m. There's nothing else. Let's go to 7 a.m. There is nothing else. 10 a.m. There's nothing else. 1 p.m. There's nothing else. 4 p.m. There's nothing else. 7 p.m. There is something. So, line said, Bay, Collingwood, Balm Beach, thunderbeach, Sawlog Bay, Midland, those cities are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Let's go to 10 p.m. So, line said, Bay, Collingwood, Balm Beach, thunderbeach, Sawlog Bay, Midland, Olala, Bay, Georgia, Beverly Hills, those cities are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Let's go to 7 a.m. There is nothing else. 10 a.m. There's nothing else. 1 p.m. There's nothing else. 4 p.m. There's something. So, like said, be wire temporals in hardware. Palm Beach, those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Let's go to 7 p.m. So, like said, be wire temporals in hardware. Collingwood, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Betty, Beverly Hills, Georgia, Mississauga, Brampton, Orangewood, Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Scarborough, Stouffville, Oshawa, Uxbridge, Niagara Lake, Eastern Oakville. So those is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So Hamilton, Western Oakville is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 10 p.m. So Mississauga, Brampton, Orangewood, Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Scarborough, Stouffville, Oshawa, Uxbridge, Eastern Oakville, Niagara Lake, parts of Niagara Falls City. Those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So cool. No, it doesn't count. So most of the Niagara Falls City is gonna get Uxbridge is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. Freezing rain. So line said Obey is gonna get some Beverly Hills, Georgia is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Let's look at Hamilton, Western Oakville is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. So Collingwood is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 7 a.m. There is nothing else. 10 a.m. There's nothing else. 1 p.m. There's nothing else. 4 p.m. There's nothing else. 7 p.m. There's nothing else. Let's go to 10 p.m. There's nothing else. 7 a.m. There is something. So this is 90th hour, almost to the end. So it's not the end of time weather model, but this is the limit of the. So Hobbs Bay, Wire Temporals in Hanover, Hamilton, Oakville, Mississauga, Brampton, Orangewood, Down Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Scarborough, Stouffville, Oshawa, Uxbridge, skip Niagara on the lakes. So WICLs, those are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So if it's just say local, that's whole local. So unless it was the eastern local. So let's look at Coburg. Coburg, Georgia, Barrie, Sawlog Bay, Midland, those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of sleet. So let's look at Orilla, nothing. So Balm Beach, Thunder Beach, Collingwood is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of sleet. So actually snowfall. Like Balm Beach, Thunder Beach is going to get some. Peterborough is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall, not sleet. So let's look including Collingwood. So let's look at next hour, which is 10 a.m. So this is like winter storm. So Hope's Bay, Balm Beach is no, that's not Balm Beach. It's gonna Hope's Bay, Thunder Beach, Georginia, Beverly Hills. So those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So let's look at Oshawa, Scarborough, Stouffville, Downtown Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Mississauga, Brampton, Orangeville. Those cities are gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So Uxbridge is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So Coburg is going to get some something's borderline. It's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. Peterborough is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of sleet mixed with 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. So Collingwood is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. Alala is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. So like Bay Midland is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of sleet. Line said it's going to get some borderline 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain and slash sleet. So Port Elgin Hanover is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of sleet. Whitehouse is 2.5 millimeters of sleet. So Hamilton, almost whole local is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So let's look at Belleville. Belleville is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Barrie is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of it's actually 2.5 millimeters. No, so 2.5 millimeters of sleet is actually going to be nothing. So Barry is actually 0.25 millimeters of sleet. So this is looks like a winter storm, depending how much snowfall freezing rain. So next 24 hours. So Niagara Lake is going to be mostly 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Niagara Falls City is 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So let's look at next hour, which is Gunspire. So let's go to next hour, which is 1 p.m. So most weather Toronto, Newmarket, Orangeville, Stouffville, Oshawa, Bridge, Oakville, Eastern, and Central. So those is wire time. Those is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So Boreals in Honor is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So Collingwood, Thunderbeach, Sawlog Bay, Midland is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. So Coburg is gonna get some. Let's do Coburg properly this time. So Coburg is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of sleet. So Peterborough is gonna get some 0.24 no 6.25 millimeters of snowfall with some 0.25 millimeters of sleet. So Balba is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of sleet. Orla is gonna get some 6.24 centimeters of sleet. So snowfall. Barrie is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. So Georginia Beverly Hills is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So this is millimeters, not centimeters whole time. So Niagara on the Lake is gonna get some it's gonna be 2.5 millimeters of rainfall slush mixed with freezing rain. Somewhere in Niagara on the Lake. Niagara Falls City is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So London, whatever. So line said Obey 0.25 millimeters of sleet. Bombay is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of sleet. So let's go to next hour, which is 4 p.m. So still loving the storm. It's going on. So line said Obey. Thunderbeach, Sawlog Bay, Midland, Orleans, Collingwood, Belleville, those cities are gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. So Peterborough is actually mixed with 2.5 millimeters of snowfall with like 0.25 millimeters of sleet. So Coburg is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So most weather Toronto, possibly between hills, maybe. So so like let's say it again. So everywhere in Toronto, Oshawa, parts of it, those cities are gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So Newmarket, Orangeville, Stouffville is gonna be it's gonna be 6.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So that's Newmarket, Stouffville, Orangeville. So Balm Beach is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of sleet. So Barrie is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of sleet. Georginia, Beverly Hills is gonna get some different. So Georginia is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. Georginia, Beverly Hills is going to get some borderline 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain, but it's going to be 2.4. So Oakville, Hamilton is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So Whiteson is going to get some 2.5 millimeters. So Port Elgin Honor is going to be 2.5 millimeters. So Collingwood. So let's go to Niagara Lake. It's going to get some zero. No, it's going to be 6.25 millimeters of rainfall is in Niagara Lake, and with mixed of 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain, including Niagara Falls City is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to London, whatever. So let's go to next hour, which is 7 p.m. So this is second final hour. So Lions Head is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. Hobbs Bay is going to get some 12.5 millimeters of snowfall. So calling it 12.5. Balm Beach, thunderbeach, Sawlog Bay is going to get some 12.5 millimeters. Midland is going to be 12.4 millimeters. Olala, Georgia is going to get some different. So Olala is going to get some 6.25. Georgia 6.25, mixed of 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. Babylon so is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. Bay is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. Belleville is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. So let's do Newmarket, Richmond Hill, Scarborough, Portsmouth. It's going to get some 6.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So northern Scarborough, Newmarket, Stouffville, it's going to get some 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So Oshawa, Uxbridge is going to get some 0.2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So Hamilton's Oakville is going to get some, no, it's got 2.4 millimeters freezing rain. So Niagara Lake, parts of Niagara Falls City is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So, but Niagara Falls City, like it has parts of it, it's going to get some parts of Niagara Falls City is actually zero. No, let's actually do the whole thing again for rainfalls. So let's actually zoom out. So zoom out to southern Ontario. Let's see if it's the third lightest green. So third lightest green is actually going to be 6.25. So let's actually zoom back into southern Ontario, Toronto's views, not Toronto, but Niagara Lake. Parts of Niagara Falls City is going to be 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Parts of Niagara Falls City is going to be 2.5. So I think I embraced everything. So let's look at Hamilton. So Hamilton is done. So let's look at Cobourg. Cobourg is going to be 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So Peterborough is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. So we did everything. Port Elgin Honor is going to be 0.25 millimeters of sleet. So we did done everything. So let's actually raise everything. So let's look at 10 p.m. Fix 7 p.m. on total snowfall. So Collingwood, Balm Beach, thunderbeach, Sawlog Bay, Midland, Olala, Beatty, Georgia, Beverly Hills, Cobourg, Peterborough, Belleville. It's gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. So let's look at Newmarket Orange Hill snowfall. It's gonna get an orange hill a bit off. So in Newmarket snowfall is gonna get some zero. No, it's gonna be borderline 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain slush, like 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. So let's look at Mississauga. Mississauga is going to be somewhere. Western Mississauga is actually going to be 2.4 millimeters of freezing rain. Brampton also. Western is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So down Toronto, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Scarborough is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. So Hamilton 0.25. Oakville, most of it is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain, but some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall mixed with it. So Niagara Falls is 2.5 millimeters. So Boreals in Honor is going to get some. Okay, let's do Boreals in Honor properly. So Boreals in Honor is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of sleet. So Line said Obey is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. So Oshawa is going to get some. It's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of freezing rain. Uxbridge is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. Let's look at London. So Grimsby. So let's go to next hour, which is there is no next hour. There is no next hour. Let's look at total snowfall, rainfall, snow precipitation. 24 hours. So let's look at 7 p.m. So Sawlog Beach, Thunder Beach is gonna get some 0.7 millimeters. Balm Beach, Midland is gonna get some 0.5 millimeters. Line said, Bay 1 0.5, Whitetown 0.24. So nothing. Collingwood 0.7 millimeters of rainfall. So that's actually 0.54 millimeters rainfall. So let's go to next hour, which is 7 p.m. So Collingwood 1 millimeters, Lineshead or Bay 1 millimeters, Whitetown 1 millimeters, Port Elgin 2 millimeters, Hanover 2 millimeters, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Sawlog Bay, Midland, Olala, Beatty, Georgia, Beverly Hills, Signal, Beatty, and Beverly Hills. Those is going to be 0.7 millimeters. Beverly Hills, Beatty is going to be 0.9 millimeters. So don't need to correct that. So Scarborough, Stouffville, Newmarket, Downtown, Toronto discount. Richmond Hill is going to be 0.7. Brampton, Mississauga is different. So Brampton 1 millimeters, Mississauga is 2 millimeters, Toronto 1 millimeters. Shelva, Uxbridge 0.7 millimeters. Belleville is going to be 0.5 millimeters. Peterborough is going to be Peterborough is going to be 0.2 millimeters. Coburg 0.2 millimeters of rainfall. Niagara Lake 0.7. Niagara Falls City 0.7, but some 0.6 in parts of it. So let's go to next hour, which is Marcus. Sony Market 0.7, so 0.8, so it's actually 0.8. So Orange Wool is gonna get some 0.8 millimeters of rainfall. So it could be 0.9 in Orange Wool. So let's go to 24 hours after that, which is 7 p.m. So everywhere in Niagara Falls 2.5 millimeters. So Coburg is actually 0.6 millimeters. Peterborough is 0.6 millimeters. So let's go look at next hour, which is 7 p.m. So Whitetown 27 millimeters, Collingwood 23 millimeters, Brampton 50 millimeters, Mississauga 50 millimeters, Toronto 17 millimeters, Scarborough 17 millimeters, Stouffville 17 millimeters, Newmarket or Orange Falls 17 millimeters, Uxbridge 17 millimeters, Harshaw 18 millimeters, Peterborough 18 millimeters, Coburg 20 millimeters, Belleville 60 millimeters, Hamilton 60 millimeters, Oak 60 millimeters, that's Western Oak 60 millimeters, Central Oak is a little bit heavier, it's gonna be 50 millimeters. Hey, lighter. So Mississauga 50 millimeters, Eastern Oak is 50 millimeters, everywhere in Niagara Falls 30.5 millimeters, London 50 millimeters. So Port Elgin is 22 millimeters, Hanover is gonna be 20, that's 27. So Hanover is 25 millimeters, 24 millimeters for Port Elgin. So Balm Beach is gonna get some 28 millimeters, Sawlog Bay is gonna be 26 millimeters. Sawlog Bay 23, Midland is gonna be 23, so 23 possible. So Lilla is gonna be 15 millimeters. Georgia is 19. Barry is going to be 18. Beverly Hills is minus, it's going to be 17 millimeters. So Orange World is actually, let's do properly, 16 millimeters. Actually, 16 millimeters. So let's look at properly, 16 millimeters Orange World. So let's look at next hour, properly this time. So line said OB is going to be 21 millimeters. Line said OB. So let's look at next hour, which is there is no next tower. So let's look at total snowfall. So let's look, oh, this 27, 4 hours. So line said, oh, Bay is going to be 0.3, Collingwood 0.3, Balm Beach is going to be 0.3, Midland 0.3, Thunder Beach, Sawlog Beach for 0.5, so Whitetown 0.1 centimeters. So let's look at 24 hours after that, which is 7 p.m. So Whitetown 0.8, Collingwood 0.8, Stouffville 0.6, Scarborough 0.5, 65, Toronto 0.7, Brampton is 1.2, Mississauga is going to be, okay, let's do Mississauga properly this time. It's going to be 1.6 centimeters. Oshawa 0.7, Uxbridge 1.0, 1.0 Newmarket, Orangeville 1.4, Orangeville is actually 1.5, Peterborough 0.3, Coburg 0.2, Belleville 0.4, Milton is 0.1, 2.7, Oakville is 2.7, Oakville, Mississauga borderline is actually going to be 1.7 centimeters. Niagara on the Lake is going to be 0.3 centimeters. Oakville, the mean average, is going to be 2.3 centimeters. That's Eastern Oakville slash Mississauga. So Bay is 0.9 centimeters, Beverly is 0.7, Georgia is 0.6 centimeters. Olala is going to be 0.7 centimeters. Midland 0. centimeters of snowfall. Sawlog Beach 0.6 0.5. So Thunder Beach, Balm Beach 0.6 centimeters. So line said OB is going to be borderlines going to be 2.5. So it's going to be 1.3 centimeters, 1.2 centimeters. Boils is 1.2 onwards going to be 1. No, it's going to be 0.9 centimeters of snowfall. So 0.8. No, it's going to 0.9. Actually, it's going to be 0.9 centimeters. So let's look at properly for some cities. So the last actually 0.7. So it could be 0.7. So midland. So let's look at 24 hours after that. It is 7 p.m. So everywhere in Niagara Falls is going to be 1.2 centimeters. Good spot. So let's look at 7 p.m. or too far off. Let me so 7 p.m. So let's start from easiest cities. So Newmarket Orange was 8.2 centimeters. Oakland was 10 centimeters. Oshawa was 8.0. Peterborough 7.1. Cobourg 13.1. Belleville 6.0. Downtown Brampton. Downtown is 1.9. Mississauga is 1.8 centimeters. No, it's actually going to be 0.7. And Hamilton is 0.2. Oakville is going to be 0.7. The whole local is 0.7. Actually, the little bit of it is 0.2. So Hamilton local, little bit of local is actually 0.3 also. So let's look at Georginia. Georginia is going to get some 15 centimeters of snowfall. Beverly Hills is going to get some 12 point, no, it's going to be next to 12 centimeters. So it's going to be 11 centimeters of snowfall. So close to 12, not at the borderline. So it's going to be, so let's do it properly this time. So it's going to be like heavier than 12.7. So it's going to be for 14 centimeters of snowfall, 13 to 14, but it's mostly 13.5 centimeters of snowfall in Beverly Hills. So it's going to be, so Beverly Hills is actually going to be 12.7. So it's going to be 13.4 centimeters in Beverly Hills. So let's 13.5. So 14. So 30.5. So line said obey. So Boy Elgin is actually going to be 7. So it's going to be 7 layers. So 12.5 centimeters of Boy Elgin. So Hano is also 12.5 centimeters. So line said obey is going to be, it's going to be the third lightest. Fourth light is blue, actually. Light is pink, actually. It's going to be fourth light is. So it's going to be 18 to 19. So it's going to be 18.5 centimeters of snowfall. Actually, 19 centimeters. 18 to 19 centimeters, the line said obey. So Balm Beach, do that later. Sawlog Beach, 22.8. So that's Sawlog Beach. So Midland, it's going to be light is pink. So starting from the dark, it's pink. Purple, actually. So what? So midland is actually going to be, let's do midland properly this time. So midland is going to be 6 layers. So it's going to be corrected properly this time. So it's going to be corrected after a while. It's going to be 21 centimeters. This is in midlands. So Balm Beach is actually going to be 22, borderline 22.5 centimeters of snowfall. So it's actually listed again. So Balm Beach is actually going to be, so Balm Beach is going to be the fourth lightest. It's going to be 22 centimeters of snowfall, but it's gonna be lighter than that. So let's do that later. Actually, let's do Sawlog Bay first. So Sawlog Bay is actually going to be 23.7 centimeters. So Balm Beach is going to be skipped sometimes. So Balm Beach. So Balm Beach is actually it, so it's gonna be 23.5 centimeters is in Balm Beach. So that's the actual one. So let's look at air temperature pattern. There is nothing else. Let's look at 7 p.m. final day. There is something. So temper 1 millimeters of sleet is in Snowfall. Scarborough is gonna get some. Okay, let's do is start everything whole thing again. So Snowfall temper 14.8 is in Dr. Scarborough is gonna be 12.5 millimeters of sleet. Brampton is 7 point something. So Brampton is actually gonna be 7.6 millimeters of sleet. So Mississauga gets nothing. Newmarket is at 6.3. Orangeville is gonna be 2.5 millimeters. Uxbridge 8.0. Oshawa is 1.9. Peterborough 12.5. Coburg is 37.2. Warton is 18.7. Collingwood 3.8. So Sawlog is 2.0. Midlands 2.0. Line said OB is going to be the so line said OB is actually going to be second lightest actually. 6.25 millimeters of sleet is in line said OB. Port Elgin is going to be So Port Elgin is actually going to be 23.23 millimeters as lead. So Hanover is actually going to be 23. No, it's going to be for. It's going to be Hanover is actually close to the fourth one. So it's actually going to be 26.25 millimeters as lead. So it's actually going to be 12.5 millimeters as lead. So it's going to be 10. It's going to be 7 millimeters. It's going to be 16 millimeters of sleet actually, so that's in Hanover. So Balm Beach is actually going to be Balm Beach going to be the third for lightest darkest orange. So lightest orange actually. So it's going to be 12.5 millimeters of sleet. So Betty is going to be 4.2 millimeters of sleet by the actual. Yes, 4.2, but it's going 4.1 millimeters of sleet. So that's nothing. Georginia is going to be. So Georginia is going to be one. So Georginia is going to be 6.25 millimeters lead. Beverly ISO is going to be 6.25 millimeters lead. So let's go to next tower. Oh, Orangeville. Orangeville is actually 6.3 millimeters lead. So let's go to next tower. There is no next tower. Let's look at total sleet. Freezing rain actually. So let's go to February 16. There is something. So Niagara Falls is 0.25. So let's look at February 17th. So Niagara Falls is 0.25 still. So let's look at final day. This is something. So Stouffville 10 millimeters. Scarborough is going to be the fourth lightest. So it's going to be 12.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So Mississauga Rams is 12 millimeters. Dr. is 13 millimeters. Oshawa is 19. No, it's going to be 9 millimeters, 6 millimeters. Uxbridge Newmarket 7 millimeters, including Orangeville. Coburg 3 millimeters. So Port Elgin honor was 8 millimeters. Collingwood, whatever. So Balm Beach, thunderbeach 0.25. Line said OB is going to be 0.25. That's the mean average, but it could be heavy. So let's look at Niagara Lake. It's going to be close to like 9 millimeters. 6 is 2.5, 2.4 millimeters. Niagara Falls is 0.3 millimeters freezing rain. So let's actually correct line said OB. So line said OB is going to be 0.3 millimeters of freezing rain. So Balm Beach, thunderbeach 0.3. So Georginia is going to be 0.3 millimeters of freezing rain, but the mean average is 0.25, so it's actually wrong. So Beverly ISO is going to be 43 millimeters. It's going to be 2.5 millimeters of freezing rain. So let's look at, there is no next tower, London. So let's look at air temperature pattern. Let's actually set up everything to air. So temperature. So by chance 5 millimeters is freezing rain. So let's actually go to air temperature pattern. So Brampton 1 degrees, Mississauga 1 degrees, Toronto 2 degrees, Stouffville 1 degrees, Scarborough 1 degrees, Oshawa 2 degrees, Uxbridge 1 degrees, Newmarket 1 degrees, Orangeville 2 degrees, Peterborough 1 degrees, Coburg 1 degrees, Melbourne 2 degrees, Hamilton 2 degrees, Oakville 1 degrees, 2 degrees. Everywhere in Niagara, like 3 degrees, Niagara Falls City 2 degrees, London. Port Elgin 1 degrees, Hanover is gonna be 2 degrees, it's 1.5. So line said Old Base 1 degrees, so Balm Beach 0 degrees, Thunder Beach minus 1 degree, Solid Beach 0 degrees, Midland is gonna be 1 degrees, so Alala is gonna be 2 degrees. No, it's going to be 30 degrees. It's not a lot. Georginia's Beverly Hills is 1 degree. Stony Market is 2 degrees. Whiteton is 2 degrees. So let's look at next tower. So Oakville holding is actually 1 degree. So Oakville mostly 1 degree. 2 degrees a little bit of Oakville, which is southwestern. Still calling with 0 degrees. So let's look at next tower, which is 7 a.m. So Whiteton -8, Collingwood -5, Brampton -3, Mississauga's -2, Downtown -2. Scarborough's going to be Stouffville -7, Newmarket -7, Orangeville -6, Uxbridge -7, Oshawa -7, Peterborough -7.11, Coburg -7, Belleville -7, -2, Oakville, Hamilton, so everywhere in Niagara Falls -4.5, London. So Boy Elgin -8, Hanover is going to be -9 degrees. So Sissaga -2 degrees, Scarborough is going to be -4 degrees. Lionshead Bay is going to be -30 degrees. -3 degrees. Balm Beach is going to be -6 degrees. 6 degrees. Thunder Beach is going to be -6 degrees. So -5 degrees. So Sawlog Bay -8. Midland is going to be -8 degrees. Barrie -8. Georginia is going to be -7 degrees. Beverly is -8 degrees. -9 is in Olala. No, it's going to be Beverly ISO. So the last one is 9. So Georginia -9. So let's look at the next tower, which is 3 p.m. So 2 degrees of Whitetown, Collingwood -2, Brampton -3, Toronto -2, Mississauga -2, Scarborough -3, Stouffville -4, Newmarket -4, Orangeville -4, Uxbridge -3, Oshawa -3, Peterborough -5, Coburg -4, Belleville -5, everywhere in Niagara Falls with 2.5 degrees, -1 Hamilton, Oakville -1 degrees, Port Elgin -2 degrees, Hanover is 2 degrees, Port Elgin 2 degrees, Lionshead Bay is 2 degrees, Whitetown. So Balm Beach, Thunder Beach, 2 degrees, -2. Sawlog Bay, -3 degrees. Midland is going to be -4 degrees. Olala is going to be -3 degrees. Georginia is going to be -2 degrees. Beverly Hills Barrie is going to be -2 degrees. So Scarborough. Mississauga -2 degrees. So London. So let's look at next tower, which is 7 a.m. So Hamilton -2, Oakland -2, Toronto -6, Mississauga -6, Brampton -6, Stouffville -7, Scarborough -8, Newmarket -5, Orangeville -4, Uxbridge -6, Oshawa -9, Peterborough -12, Coburg -8, Belleville -10, everywhere in Niagara Falls -1.5, Oakville. So Oakville warmest temperature -2, Oakville coldest temperature is actually going to be -5 degrees. White -5, Collingwood is going to be -3, Lionshead is going to be -4 degrees, Hobbs Bay is going to be -4.5 degrees, so Balm Beach is going to be -3, Thunder Beach -3 degrees, 2.5 degrees, Midland is going to be -4.5 degrees, 5 degrees actually, so actually it's going to be 5.5 -5. 5.5 is in Midland, or Barrie is going to be -6 degrees, so -4 degrees. So Georginia is going to -6, Beverly is -6 degrees. Port Elgin -4, Hanover is going to be -5 degrees. So let's London. So let's look at Mississauga -6 degree, 5 degrees. So Sawlog Bay -4 degrees. So let's look at next tower, which is 2 p.m. So Whiteham 2 degrees, Collingwood 2 degrees, Brampton 1 degrees, Downtown 1 degrees, Mississauga 1 degrees, Stouffville 0 degrees, Scarborough 0.5, Newmarket -0 degrees, Orangeville 1 degrees, Uxbridge -1, Oshawa -1, Peterborough -0 degrees, Peterborough 0 degrees, Coburg 0 degrees, Hamilton 2 degrees, Oakville 2 degrees, local again 1 degrees, everywhere in Niagara Falls 2.5 degrees, London. Boyles is 2 degrees, Hanover 2 degrees, Lionshead Bay is going to be 2 degrees. So Balm Beach, Sawlog Bay is 2 degrees. Thunder Beach is going to be 1.5 degrees. Midland is going to be 2 degrees. Solala, Georginia, Beverly Hills varies 1 degree. So let's go to next tower, which is 7 a.m. So Whiteham -4, Collingwood -3, Brampton -2, Stoffel -2, Scarborough is going 1.5. Toronto -1, Mississauga -1, Hamilton -0 degrees, Oakville 0 degrees, everywhere in Niagara Falls 0.5 degrees, Newmarket is -4, Orangeville -4, Uxbridge -3, Oshawa is -1, Peterborough is -3, Cobourg -2, Belleville -5. So Boyolton -3, Anna is -3, so Lineshead Bay is -3, Salisbury -4, Midland is going to be -4 degrees, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach is going to be -2 degrees, so Georginia, Beverly is barely -3 degrees, so the Georginia's counts, so it could be, actually Georginia is actually -2, Alala is going to be -4 degrees, so let's go to next hour, which is 3 p.m. So Whiteham 9 degrees, Collingwood 0 degrees. Everywhere in Niagara Falls is 4.5 degrees, Hamilton 3 degrees, Brampton, Mississauga, Toronto, it's going to be 2 degrees, Scarborough 1 degrees, 1.5. Stoffel 1 degrees, Newmarket 1 degrees, 2 degrees is in Orangeville, Uxbridge 1 degrees, Oshawa 2 degrees, Peterborough 1 degrees, Cobourg 1 degrees, Belleville 3 degrees, that's why London. So Barrie 1 degree, Georginia 1 degrees, Beverly is 1 degrees, Olala is going to be 2 degrees, so like Bay, Thunder Beach is going to be -3 degrees. So Balm Beach -1. Midland is going to be 0 degrees. Hope's Bay is going to be 1 degrees. Lineshead 1 degrees. Port Elgin is -0 degrees. Hanover is going to be -0 degrees. So London. So let's look at Oakville. Oakville same thing as Mississauga, so going to be 2 degrees. So let's look at next hour, which is 7 a.m. 7 a.m. So, Whiteham -2, Collingwood -2, Brampton -1, Mississauga -1, Toronto -1, Scarborough 1.5, Stoffel -2, Oshawa -2, Uxbridge -3, Newmarket -2, Orangeville -2, Peterborough -4, Cobourg -2, Belleville -4, Hamilton -0, Oakville 0, everywhere Niagara Falls 1 degrees, Boyolton -1, Ottawa is -1, so Balm Beach, Thunder Beach -2, Sawlog Bay, Midland -3, Orlando -3, Georginia, Bavaria's is where it is going to be -3 degrees. So Hope's Bay -2, line said is going to be -2 degrees. So let's look at next. Oakville is going to be 0 degrees. So that's cold is close to the Hamilton. The warmest could be -1. That's coldest actually. So coldest -1 and warmest -0. So let's look at next hour, which is 4 p.m. So 7 a.m. 4 p.m. So this is corrected hours. So Whiteham -1, Collingwood -2, Newmarket -1, Orangeville -1, Stoffel -1, Scarborough 0.5, Downtown Toronto 0 degrees, Mississauga 0 degrees, Brampton 1 degrees -1, Scarborough, Richmond Hill -1, Oshawa -0, Uxbridge -2, Peterborough -3, Cobourg -1, Belleville -2, Hamilton Oakville 1 degrees, everywhere in Niagara Falls 1 degrees, London. Boyolton -1, Hanover is going to be -1 degrees. Line said Obey is going to be minus something. So line said Obey is actually -1 degrees. Balm Beach, Thunder Beach, Midland is going to be -2 degrees. Sawlog Bay is -2. Georginia is going to be -3 degrees. Beverly Hills is -2 degrees. Barrie is -3. Orlando -3 degrees. So this is the end of the video.